I've spent some time in the Grand Canyon. I've rafted it once with my brother and parents, another time with both our families and dad, and I've hiked it even more times. But this story isn't about me. This is about my wife, Sarah. She had never hiked the Grand Canyon, and being a mom to four gingers, as well as having a busy life, had never made it very easy to stay in a good place of fitness where hiking the Grand Canyon was going to be possible, or at least not enjoyable. So I get a backpacking permit for the bottom of the Grand Canyon on December 28th. Let's do this.
Perfect timing. Just as I started a new job that was very demanding, as well as my master's program.
Well, other than that, it sounded like a great idea.
It was, and I enjoyed the practice hikes we took.
Enjoyed?
Mostly enjoyed. We went on a lot of hikes around Tucson that I had never been. They pushed me, you pushed me, but you were nice about it. There were some really hard hikes and it wasn't always fun, but so many of the hikes were beautiful. I had never hiked the Aspen Trail, and that was amazing. So was Carr Peak near Sierra Vista. The views were amazing.
You did great, and I tried my best to pace you up the climbs with your pack. You needed to carry your own weight, so I think most of my photos were looking back at you, while your photos are looking back up towards me.
Carrying the pack wasn't that bad, but I knew the Grand Canyon was going to be that much harder. Getting the same hiking shoes that you really liked was a game changer. There are a lot of game changers on this trip, from the shoes to other gear that made a huge difference.
We did well getting our hikes in and picking up some new gear for you. We were ready for the hike, and our daughter and fiance were going to join us. I had fun planning out the hike for all of us. I knew there was always a chance of wintry weather on the south rim, but down at our campsite, it was Tucson weather. It is never that bad in December. We waited until about 10 days out to see the weather report.
Snow. Lots of snow. And wind. Freezing wind. Weren't we looking at 7 degrees Fahrenheit for the high or something, not counting wind chill? It was some crazy number. Thanks. Hiking the Grand Canyon in good weather was going to be tough, and hiking in snow would be tough, but hiking the Grand Canyon in the snow and cold, neither of us had really done that.
I purchased more gear and did a lot more reading. What wool-based layer works best? And how do you stay warm and dry? I went into a bit of overdrive, and now I was into something new. At the very worst, I figured we could be totally wet and miserable for the 36 to 40 hours we'd be in the canyon. Then there would be the decades of apologizing by me. Other than that, this is going to work.
We visited the South Rim the evening before the hike, and it was so cold with all our layers on. The next morning was cold and not windy until it started snowing as we left the hotel. We parked and got to the start of the trail, and I was thinking, this was crazy. If I kept my back to the wind, the icy snow wouldn't repeatedly pepper my face. We had planned on this, sort of. So you put the ice spikes on our shoes and off we went, down the icy trail.
We made it down, and it was beautiful. We kept our own pace, and we'd see our daughter on the switchbacks down below. After a while, it became rain, and we almost had the entire place to ourselves.
It wasn't that bad, and it really was pretty to see the canyon in snow. The colors were so vibrant. It never stopped raining, and we were tired. I don't remember doing much other than setting up camp, sitting in the rain and waiting for dinner, and then right to bed. And when we woke up, the rain had stopped.
It was supposed to be heavier snow, and I was worried about timing, so we ate, packed up, and headed up.
The first half wasn't that bad, and you kept feeding me jalapeno mango slices or candies. I didn't want to stop. I wanted to keep going. We passed Indian Gardens on the plateau, and then we were going what looked like straight up the cliff wall.
And it started snowing on the snow that was already there, right?
There was so much snow, and so much to look at. I feel like I cheated, like I was entertained on the way out, and it wasn't this long hike in the bright canyon. Every turn, the trail seemed to change. There were icicles, and the trail almost looked fake in the snow. Those spikes on our shoes, they were also a game changer. I kept undoing and redoing the layers as I would get warm, and then the snow and the wind would start again, and I would need to bundle up.
I was enjoying it as well. I didn't realize it until later, but I really enjoyed looking around at the snow in the canyon, and then looking back and seeing you hiking up with me. You did it. You pulled off a hike in the Grand Canyon with snow.
You mean we did it. We hiked the canyon. And as soon as I got out of the canyon, I walked the handful of steps to the closest store and bought a I Hike the Grand Canyon shirt.